In our lives, some shadows don't come with a growl or a hiss. Instead, they walk among us, often smiling. These people might be close to you, chatting pleasantly or warmly shaking your hand. But beneath that inviting facade lies a chilling coldness. The most alarming individuals don't hide away. They thrive in bright settings, watching carefully. If you don't know what to spot, they can remain unnoticed until it's too late. Let's dive into 6 warning signs that can help identify those with darker intentions. As we talk, you may begin to view the people around you with new eyes. Some individuals glide through life undetected, not because they're secretive, but because they wear a mask of kindness. They know how to smile genuinely, deliver comforting words, and exude a sincerity that can fool even those who are most discerning. It's important to recognize that sometimes kindness can be used as a dangerous weapon by the wrong person. These manipulators observe you closely, picking up on what makes you smile, what calms your nerves, and what boosts your trust in them. With patience, they offer you precisely what they think you want, fostering a sense of trust that appears authentic. But remember, trust isn't demanded, it's built over time. True kindness is different. It's not tied to any strings. It doesn't expect anything back and doesn't keep score of favors. Genuine kindness won't remind you of times they helped you or seek immediate appreciation. If someone's kindness feels overly polished or too perfect, it's worth questioning their motives. What are they really after? Eventually, the facade these individuals present will crack, and it always does. The realization can hit you hard, making you wonder how you missed the hints. Unfortunately, many people find it difficult to accept that someone they trusted, who appeared so good, could actually cause harm. They often dismiss small signs or moments of discomfort, convincing themselves that it's all in their head. It's often easier to cling to a comforting lie than to confront an uncomfortable truth. So trust your gut feelings. If you sense something is off, take note. A feeling of hesitation or tightness in your chest is a cue for caution. It's important to acknowledge that feeling uneasy isn't just paranoia. It's a kind of wisdom that shouldn't be ignored. Dismissing this feeling can lead to serious consequences. We all want to believe in the goodness of others. Our natural instinct is to see the best in friends and loved ones. We're inclined to trust that those who show us love and loyalty are being honest. Yet the truth is that evil often disguises itself as kindness, generosity, and understanding, offering exactly what we need until we're no longer valuable. This brings to light a more troubling aspect of human relationships. What occurs when someone loses their usefulness to a person who never genuinely cared? How do we handle it when a deceitful individual finally reveals their true nature? Pay attention to how others react when someone is in pain. Do they seem affected by the suffering of others? Do they show any real emotion? Or do they come across as cold and uncaring? Some people relate to emotions in a different way. They might not grieve loss or regret their actions, which is evident in their utter lack of empathy. When they see someone in distress, they won't offer support. Their caring demeanor is often a facade, just an act. If you look closely, you'll notice their kindness has limits. It isn't unconditional. It exists only while it serves their needs. Once their interest fades, they will harden. They'll disregard their promises, forget the warmth they once exhibited, and erase all the words that made you think they were something different. Those moments of connection were merely instrumental for them. Many people assume that feeling remorse is universal, believing everyone has guilt for their wrongs. But that's a dangerous belief. Some individuals don't feel guilt at all. They don't ponder their actions or consider making different choices. It's easy to overlook the threat posed by those who lack emotional depth. They seem to glide through life without being affected by sentiment or weakness, gaining strength from their emotional barrenness. This isn't true confidence. It's a disturbing void that replaces real value. Someone who feels nothing can act without the burden of conscience, which makes them particularly dangerous. What really sets these individuals apart isn't their words or the feigned kindness they demonstrate. Instead, it's their sheer disregard for others that stands out. This lack of genuine connection becomes their most effective tool. If you believe that your love or hope in their goodness will bring about change, you're likely to be disappointed. They don't embrace your beliefs. Rather, they turn them against you, twisting reality and nurturing your insecurities about what's real. Yet, there's one thing they can't manipulate: your awareness. The moment you recognize someone's true nature and stop making excuses for their behavior, you take back some of your power. They thrive in darkness, where their harmful tendencies expand, bolstered by the ignorance of those around them. They flourish on the justifications others make and the trust extended to them, even when multiple warning signs are present. These harmful individuals want you to look away from what's happening and to doubt your instincts, dismissing your concerns as mere paranoia. Deep down, you've always known better. The more pressing question is whether you'll choose to listen to that inner voice. Some people don't shout or express anger overtly. Their manipulation is much more subtle and insidious. Instead of using force, they toy with your feelings and perceptions, leading you to question your own memories. You might find yourself familiar with someone like this, who alters your recollection of past events. They'll deny conversations occurred, dispute clear incidents, or accuse you of misinterpreting what happened. Initially, it appears to be minor, a small correction or an overlooked detail. But before long, a pattern begins to form. You may find yourself trying to justify realities that should be obvious. Certainties that once felt solid begin to wobble beneath you, leaving you puzzled. Although the truth doesn't change, its presentation does. Rather than breaking you outright, some folks gradually erode your confidence. They slowly unravel your conviction until you struggle to rely on your own judgment. Even with clear memories and facts at hand, they'll look you straight in the eye and claim you're mistaken. But the manipulation doesn't end there. They'll make you feel unreasonable for holding on to your beliefs. Accusations of overreacting or being overly dramatic follow, along with claims that you're imagining issues that don't exist. As they repeat these assertions, and as you grow weary from defending your own sense of reality, something unsettling starts to happen. You begin to doubt your own thoughts. You may find yourself wondering if the doubts others cast upon you are real, or if you're just being sensitive. It's easy to question whether the problem lies within you. Over time, these thoughts can settle in your mind, leading you to take control of your own feelings instead of allowing others to dictate them. You might hesitate before standing up to someone who challenges your beliefs, convincing yourself to ignore your instincts. Rather than letting them silence you, you start silencing yourself, giving them power through your own uncertainty. They thrive on this. Their biggest fear is when you see things clearly, because that's something they can't manipulate. When you decide not to engage with their game, holding firm to your truth despite their efforts to shake your confidence, they begin to lose their grip on you. The moment you stop trying to justify yourself to those who refuse to understand or seek validation from those who want to see you doubt yourself, they realize they can't control you anymore. To them, having power is everything. They derive satisfaction from watching someone else fall apart. Their fleeting pleasure at another's struggle says a lot about their nature. It's no accident. Causing pain becomes a deliberate choice for some. In fact, there are those who don't just accept suffering but actually seem to enjoy it. For these individuals, chaos and distress can almost feel energizing. If you've encountered someone like this, you might recognize the signs. They often seem amused by the misfortunes of others, laughing loudly when someone slips up, or getting a little too excited when someone is under pressure. At first, you might chalk it up to a dark sense of humor, or believe that they didn't mean it. But deep down, you realize what's really happening. You notice how they linger just a bit too long when someone is in distress, managing to hide their amusement while still reveling in it. Even if they don't directly cause pain, their influence can be subtle, yet strong. Their real power comes not from physical actions, but from their secret enjoyment of turmoil. They love to stir things up, creating just enough chaos to keep things interesting for themselves. Standing back, they watch the resulting disorder as if it's a performance, taking pleasure in the suffering they've instigated. To them, a peaceful environment feels dull. It lacks the excitement and control they crave. Instead, they prefer to stir conflict where there should be peace, planting seeds of doubt in moments where certainty could thrive. When you encounter someone who thrives on chaos, it quickly becomes clear that their enjoyment comes from destruction. This behavior isn't just a moment of thoughtless cruelty. It's a cold, calculated approach meant to dismantle your confidence and peace. Unlike an impulsive act of meanness, their actions are methodical, designed with a specific intent to cause harm. Recognizing the true nature of such an individual is crucial. They're fully aware of the damage they inflict and are unlikely to change. Trying to make them see how they hurt you only feeds their desire for your suffering. For them, pain isn't something to mourn. It's a twisted source of pleasure. The concept of trust holds immense importance in our relationships. It can take years to build, but can be shattered in an instant, leaving long-lasting scars. Trust forms the foundation of every connection, but some people view it differently. To them, it's merely a tool for manipulation rather than something to uphold and cherish. These charming manipulators often win your trust by exploiting its power. They may reveal just enough of themselves to appear vulnerable, making promises of loyalty while looking you in the eye. Initially, they put you at ease, convincing you that they are trustworthy. However, when it doesn't serve their interests anymore, they will betray you without hesitation, treating loyalty as a flaw to exploit. There are those who betray for their own personal gain. They'll support you as long as it's beneficial, but will switch their loyalty in a heartbeat for a better offer. Guilt or remorse doesn't factor into their decisions. It's all about their self-interest. On the other hand, some individuals find pleasure in the chaos itself. They don't seek personal gain. Instead, they thrive on the thrill of watching trust crumble. Their amusement comes from observing your disbelief as you realize the betrayal. When the moment comes, they may display a hint of regret, but it's all an act, crafted to make you question everything you once believed. Ultimately, betrayal leaves a path of wreckage. It's not just an action, it's the emotional damage that lingers long after the deed is done. Betrayal can leave deep scars that change who you are at your core. It affects how you view trust and relationships moving forward. When someone betrays your trust, it can lead you to doubt not just the people around you, but also the fond memories you once cherished. What used to feel warm and safe might turn cold, making you question whether anyone ever really appreciated you for who you are. Understanding that betrayal says more about the betrayer than it does about you is key. You weren't foolish or naive to trust them. Their actions reveal their emptiness. This kind of betrayal isn't a mistake. It's a conscious choice. Someone willing to betray trust is likely to keep doing it. They learn how easy it is to manipulate others, and for some, this becomes an addictive habit. For individuals who thrive in creating betrayal, it's often about power rather than love or friendship. They seek control, not peaceful coexistence. Their presence can be overpowering. They act as if their version of the truth is the only one that matters. They expect obedience, and if you don't comply, they'll resort to manipulation or intimidation to get what they want, regardless of the cost. Their ultimate aim isn't just to get you to follow along, it's to ensure you surrender completely. This process can be subtle and frightening. While some may rely on threats, the truly dangerous ones are quieter. They deftly convince you to hand over your power, making you think you're still in charge while they slowly strip away your autonomy. They will test your boundaries, pushing to see how far they can go without triggering your resistance. If you let them overstep even once or justify their actions, the grip of control grows even tighter. You might find yourself second-guessing your choices and losing touch with who you once were. When someone mistreats you, it's easy to convince yourself that it's all just a misunderstanding. However, doing so actually gives them a sense of victory, making them think you willingly gave up control. In reality, they know exactly what they're doing, and trying to reason with them or plead for understanding won't change that. To take back what's yours, walking away is key. By stepping away, you reclaim your mind, your decisions, and your life. Those who seek power can't control everything, especially your choice to not be submissive. It's important to see through their manipulative tactics and refuse to excuse their actions. Protect your heart from their negativity. The one thing that truly frightens those who wish to harm is a person who stands strong and refuses to yield. So stay aware, keep your guard up, and most importantly, cherish your freedom.